Welcome to Gray Overload. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about AMD and Intel. Both had announcements today. AMD's, we'll start there. If you want to get the Intel stuff, that'll be, hopefully, I'll do a timestamp. But AMD went through, right? They had some Epyc launches, more data center side stuff. So they have Zen 5 in the data center now. That looks actually really impressive. I'm going to wait to see a whole bunch of data to get out on this. I know Level 1 Techs had some stuff and they were impressed by it too. Just to seeing what AMD is all capable of, I guess I'd like to see it in applications. Some of the performance tools and areas that, I, I'm developed and part of, I'd like to see kind of some of this stuff be utilized in there, this hardware. So it'll be interesting to see how well it takes off, and maybe AMD can keep taking its market share of that Zen 5 product. Here, you're right, it's got up to 192 cores, 500 watt TVDP, 5 gigahertz clocks, right, on some of this stuff. So it's pretty impressive what they've been able to do here with Zen 5 in the 5th generation Epyc here. Hopefully they continue moving forward in producing a cadence here and delivering on a product that enterprises want to be able to jump into and still use, right? That's the one thing that you kind of want to be hitting on all cylinders, is to keep that cadence, because if you kind of drop off the face of the planet and not have a viable product, a lot of these, system administrators and stuff are going to start losing faith that you're going to be able to deliver in the long term and keep innovating so that they have something to move towards, right? If they can, get more processing power in a lower, area, that's a benefit, or, more compute in the same area, that's a benefit, right? Depending upon what you're doing and how you're addressing your or how you're laying out your data center, right? And then AMD also talked about the AMD Instack, the MI 325. They also talked about the MI 355 today a little bit, or the MI 350, I should say. And so there's, the 355 you got, or 325, which is released today, some more RAM and stuff like that. The MI 355 accelerator, which is going to be here the next half of next year, should see a nice performance leap in for like Gen AI and stuff like that, right? AMD is going through, and from some of the reports are is that they have some, and we'll see this in financials here coming up where AI kind of sits, but they're having some sell through. Some companies are buying their products, and we're kind of seeing where they'll sit, right? The one interesting thing here is that I noticed on one of their slides, they still have MI 400 as CDNA next. Now, is that going to be UDNA, or have they not updated the slide yet? Or is this going to be still a CDNA and it's going to be 2027 before we actually get to UDNA? If AMD's GPUs are released next year, early next year, I'm just doing some um, stuff in my head. 2027, is that the next graphics release for AMD, or is it going to be RDNA 5? For that, and that's going to be still RDNA and not CDNA. It's going to be interesting to know when they actually move that over. But let's jump over real quick, because that's basically enterprise stuff from AMD and what they have, right? I'll be interested to see how this is, right? MI 325, right, has more memory. It seems like a little bit improvement over what was it, MI 300, and that's kind of where I see it. Maybe there's more than that, but this is where we're at right now with their MI AI stuff. So I'm more interested to see how the sales are, because I think that's going to determine and tell me a little bit more and tell us how AMD's attacking this AI market. Is it actually working from NVIDIA's stranglehold that they have on it? Now let's jump over to Intel right now. That is the desktop side of things, gaming side of things that I'm interested in. So you have Intel here going through and having pre-orders available for the 285K, the Ultra 9 285K, Ultra 7 265K, Ultra 5 245K. And so you can go and pre-order those if that's something you're interested in. You know, Reviews are not out, so keep that in mind. Here we are with reviews. We're still waiting on those. I know a whole bunch of tech tubers went through kind of the specs and what they're have on features. You know, some of the features, they're interesting. I'm more interested in is how this is going to relate to performance. You know, at the when we're gaming, when we're doing productivity work, how is that performance going to line up with some of the Zen 5 stuff that even Intel's older 14900K stuff that's had some, been in the news for the wrong issues, but how do they stack up against these other products? We have, AMD hinting at, rumors are flying with the 9800X3D. When that comes out, how does that stack up against this? Will Intel take the leadership, right? They, with a 14900K with some of the stuff is going to be, I think, just just a slight move across, maybe just within a margin of error. And if that's the case, good for Intel for getting maybe efficiency down, but I think some people may be a little disappointed, me as one of them, as I was hoping for a nice little jump here. Now, I do expect once you start getting outside of gaming and you start doing the professional workloads with these P&E cores, since they're going to have, what, like 24 threads in total, that's where it can start maybe stretching its legs a little bit there. So that's a quick rundown here. I just want to do a quick video on this. One other thing I want to mention here too is Android devices with Qualcomm chips. I just saw this on WCCF Tech, which is actually really interesting, is that there was a 0-day exploit vulnerability that affects 64 total chips from Qualcomm chipsets and Android devices. So hopefully these manufacturers and software, and software vendors that make these products or that have these products in them, get this out. That's one of those things that you never want to see, but it's one of those things that, like I've always said, you got to harden against. You got to harden your security to be against these. You can't just always prevent it. So that is there. Pre-orders are out there if you're looking for a new Intel platform. There's some adjustments. I was watching DeBauer. He went into some of the slight changes there with the ILM and some of that stuff. So definitely check out his video. It's, he's kind of walks through informative if you're using a different ILM and stuff like that, or if that's something you're going to be interested in. So make sure you take a look at some of his videos, and that's going to be a quick little roundup here for today. Hopefully you leave a comment below and let me know your thoughts on the Intel platform, on the AMD server side stuff, where you're sitting with those, and or what your thoughts are as well. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon. It really does help out the channel, and I really do appreciate it. Hitting the bell icon, watching on my videos, it seems to help out the algorithm a little bit here. So I appreciate that, and until next time, God bless.